ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا
The Afghan Crisis Response Unit, or CRU, well known for their aid in containing and neutralizing high-profile urban attacks in Kabul, here prepare to capture and detain suspects in a recent kidnapping and murder of an Afghan interpreter.
بعداً برای ما راپور رسید در راپور قطعی سیاریو مشاورین یا استازهای نروژنی مشترک کردن سیدآباد ولسوالی سیدآباد.
Not just Afghans, but ISAF mentors from Special Operations Forces or SOF teams boarded these helicopters. And it wasn't just men, but women as well, like this female Norwegian SOF member who mentors the women of the Afghan CRU.
ما مردم افغانستان که هستیم مردانه را نمیمانه که خانم‌ها را تلاشی بکنه. ما از این خاطر میرویم.
This female CRU officer said she doesn't hesitate to engage in night operations.
خب تمرینات چیزا که میکنیم مشکل ما را رفع میکنه. با تمریناتش اشتراک داریم، برای تمرین کس ما اشتراک میکنیم همراه برادرای خود، باز بر ما مشکل نمیاد وظیفه که میریم.
But unlike this woman, who has been a member of the CRU for 3 years, some of the Afghan troops on this operation have been training for far less. So it is a high-risk, learning-on-the-job mission, with both Norwegian mentors and Afghan instructors aiding the newer recruits. But experienced or not, every commando aboard this mission is heading into a threat-filled situation and must perform. The first step is to call out the residents of a compound, or get their attention. If those inside fail to open the door, the assault team blows it. This heavy gate, which was in fact the entrance to 2 combined compounds, took 2 charges to blow. The assault team, comprised mostly of Afghans but with some Norwegian mentors, enter the first northern compound. Searching all rooms and isolating fighting-age men. Intelligence sources reported that the suspected insurgents had moved from this compound to the next one, and the teams were alerted of a shooter on the roof and a potential suicide bomber. But the compound was cleared without incident, and the group of 10 fighting-age men were assembled. There was compelling evidence found at the scene, which cannot be shown, linking at least one of the men to the kidnapping. But during the subsequent questioning, the stories of each man didn't match up about who owned the evidence. So the Commandos decided to take all 10 men into custody, which is legal for up to 72 hours before official charges must be made, according to Afghan law. An Afghan member of the Ministry of Interior, who's known as the prosecutor, had the final say on who was detained. It was necessary to convince the prosecutor of what in the West we would call due cause for detaining each one. Ultimately, the prosecutor agreed that it was legitimate to take all the men, except for one of the least likely of the suspects, who had requested that he ought to be left behind to care for the women and children in the compound. While this deliberation took place, the CRU commandos recorded biometric information of the suspects, including fingerprints, retinal scans, and headshots, and then ran them against an online database to check for any other criminal or insurgent activity on record. With the Afghan prosecutor's approval, the detainees were let out and we all returned to the pickup points.
Where was that? I'll go for a look at the... Oh, okay. I see 2... They're illuminating the age on set.
The mission was successful insofar as detainees were taken and evidence gathered. A According to the Special Operation Forces Public Affairs Office, an Afghan National Directorate of Security, or NDS, prosecutor has taken custody of all the detainees, as all are suspected of aiding the insurgency. Also, there is, quote, substantial evidence against 3 of the suspects, one of whom was directly linked to an improvised explosive device that killed the coalition member. Jeff Holden in Kabul for the NATO Channel.